we are very grateful to have you here with all the Australian and Asian Chinese associates from us here from our team. Before I'm going to get you started, I want to play this video. The reason why I want to play this video is there's a little bit of history of this video. So you had this interview that was on a Saturday, and everybody know in the ASEA we call you the king of the presenter. And you everybody start the presentation, look at the way you do it, and we copy you. So, but the day before that day interview, you and Jim, we had a training for how to speak in presentation, how to speak in front of the Zooms. I mean, so we saw we had one of the guidance we give to the team member. We say, okay, we will never slap the table, because if you slap the table, the person across the room will get very scared. And you know what? I'm just gonna play this video.
This company.
So I'm just going to switch the. Yeah.
You know, I used to sit in advisory council meetings way back in the early days from 2010. I think we started our first advisory council meeting. And I'll remember, you know, different companies being brought up. Well, we should be more like this company, and this company's doing that, and this company's doing that. You know what? Almost all those companies are out of business. You know who we need to be like? We need to be like ASEA. We need to be like ASEA. We need to be like ASEA.
I had to repeat 3 times. I'm sorry, I just have to edit it.
Because we're different.
Oh, I love it.
We are.
I think, David, that was the first time I've ever slapped the table in a presentation.
You know what happened after this? Your video. That was a very inspirational video. And by the way, Alan, and my downline actually sent me a text straight away. Said, "Dave, you are wrong. Did you see how Alan Nobel slapped the table?" I was like, "Yes, I did." And I got a number of texts. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit Chinese. I explain the video background. 这一段 video 其实是 Alan Nobel 他跟那个 Jim 在 interview 在面谈他的时候呢，在这个之前的星期五呢，其实我们跟他说我在做一个 Zoom 在做一个训练的时候，我们说如果你在做一个线上训练，或者你在跟人家做一个 ABC 的时候，你千万不能拍台子，因为你拍台子会把人家吓跑。结果到第2天的时候，我们一看到他做这个，哇，这个太有气势，一拍就是 We are ASEA， 然后我有很多下线就把短信寄给我说 David 你错了，其实拍桌子要拍得好，要拍得跟 Alan 一样。So Alan, but thank you very much for I'm just going to but welcome to our ASEA Zoom training tonight. You know, we're really grateful to have you here. We got you know, I want to ask a couple of things from you. I think they will change. We have a lot of new people here. Maybe they just joined, and I think some of people are the first time to actually came to this Zoom, and it's the first time they see this blue bottle. I actually watched that interview. I actually recommend all the people watching now, if you have time, go to ASEA United and to just go to video and search that video, Alan Nobel. That, you know, I watched the video again. That was such an inspirational video. There's so much message in it. So there's a couple of questions I want to ask you. 所以我在想这里，我想问 Alan 几个问题啊，因为他这个短片太精彩了。那么其实第一个问题我想问他的就是，他有说过，其实他在21岁的时候，他是最后一次的他人生中的 interview. So in the interview, you actually said, your last interview in your life, I recall, is your 21 when you were 21 years old. Am I right?
I was 22. Yes, 22.
Okay. Wow. So what made you, you know, what changed you? You know, I know there's a book I'm going to leave up to, but I know that book changed you. Actually, you know what? I think you're the reason that book is probably getting more sales now, because I think a lot of people want to buy that book. I've been searching it, but you can't get them anymore.
You can't get the book anymore. Here it is here.
Oh, you got a book?
This was the book that changed my life.
Yes.
96 pages changed my life.
Wow.
So let me ask you this, David. How long would you like me to have a conversation with you for? I don't want to go too long. There's a lot I can always share, but I want to make sure I respect.
We have, because I have to translate some of them into Chinese, so we have probably about 20 minutes. I've got a few questions, so 20 minutes should be fine.
Okay, perfect. So do you want to know a little bit of background about this book and how I came to ASEA?
So I think, we want to just know how it transformed you. Like when you read it, what clicked you and that make you walk out of the interview and you decide that you want to be an entrepreneur.
Okay, so I graduated with a degree in international finance from Queen's University Belfast in Ireland, and I graduated top of my class, number one. I don't say that to boast or brag. I simply said that I was prepared to walk into a very good career in finance, whether it was banking, stockbroking, investment analysis, or something like that.
Translate in Chinese. So 他刚刚说了，其实他是在那个为什么他22岁的时候会是他人生最后一次工作的面谈，是因为那本书叫《Boom Business of 90s》，这本书彻底改变了他。那么为什么改变他？其实他当初是在那个 Queen's 那个大学，他是最高的一个学班里面分数最高的毕业生。那么他也拿到了一些那个更高的学位，来到学这个经济学。Yeah.
So, I remember going for a job interview to Guinness, the most famous Irish company. I'm sure everybody here is familiar with Guinness. Okay, that's the company everybody wants to work for in Ireland.
Okay.
And I remember going down for this interview, and this was about the third or fourth stage into the interview process. It wasn't the first. So it was getting very close to them making a decision whether to hire or not. And I had done a lot of travel up to that point. I also am a classically trained musician. I play the flute.
Oh, yes.
So I had a lot of extra things above just the degree. And I remember traveling down to that to that interview and sitting in the room and all of the wood paneling around the room and all of the oil paintings of the famous Guinness family.
Yeah.
And I started feeling this weird feeling in my gut. And I realized I was psychologically unemployable.
OK， 那么其实他是就是说他在22岁那年，因为他是班级里面最高的分数的毕业生，那么他去了一家在爱尔兰谁都想去的这家公司 Guinness， 那么其实是一个啤酒公司，大家都知道，那个很喜欢那个喝酒。那么其实他去了这个公司的时候，他经过了很多不同的这个面谈，那么其实到了最后已经是刷选，那个最后就剩下几个人。那么最后一轮的时候，他在坐进这个办公室，在面谈之前，他发现这个房间都是木头的，然后上面有一些有油漆啊，有那些挂的东西，然后有挂的他们那个公司的创始人的一张图。那么其实这时候他肚子他有一种直觉，那种直觉就是他不想一辈子为了人家来工作，不想一辈子去打工。Yes.
So I sat there and I remember them asking me, we talked about different aspects of life and what I could bring to the company. And they said, well, we think this has gone very well. Do you have any questions for us? And I remember pushing my chair back. I did slap the table gently, and I said, no, I think we're just about done here. And that was my very first and my very last job interview. And at that point, I didn't know what I wanted to do with myself. So I ended up traveling Africa. I traveled 22 countries in Africa.
Wow.
And I sat with gorillas and...
Yes, we saw the photo.
Yeah, so I did a lot of amazing things. And I came back then. I'll tell you what happened. Will you translate and then I'll tell you what happened?
那么其实他 我们其实知道他是在大学里面，他是一个很高级的分数很高的一个毕业生。那么他其实他也会玩一些乐器，也会玩一些东西。那么他在那一次面谈的时候，就是说到这个面谈最后的时候，那么这个面谈官就问他，你还有什么想说跟我们说的？那么其实他当初他就手轻轻的放在桌子上面，他就往后挪了一下，他就站起来了。他说没有，他就走了。那也是他的人生第一次，也是最后一次的这个面谈。为什么呢？其实当他看到这个办公室的时候，他知道其实这并不是他想要的生活。在接下来的1年里面，他去了非洲22个国家，去了非洲22个国家。我们上次 interview 的时候也看到他有跟一些猩猩啊什么的黑猩猩拍照片。所以在这个时候，他在这个阶段，他改变了他自己的很多的这些想法。Yes.
So I came back from Africa from my travels, still didn't know what I wanted to do, so I started a master's in finance.
Okay.
And it was right as I began my master's in finance, somebody had been approached with network marketing. And actually it was my wife's father had been approached with network marketing. And he said, no, I'm too busy. I don't have time for that. But he told my wife, Tanya, hey, give this book to Alan. He might be interested while his master's gets started. And this was the book that I was handed.
Okay.
If you want to explain that, then
Yeah.
I'll go into it.
OK， 那么他从那个非洲22个国家玩完了之后 ，Africa 22个国家回来之后呢，那么他当初他不知道自己想要做什么，完全没有这个 idea， 也没有知道，也不知道自己想去做什么时候，他做了一个决定，他就去读那个硕士，读那个财经硕士学位。那么他在读财经硕士学位的时候，这时候有一个人就来把这个我们所谓的直销这个经营模式来介绍给他。那么这个人是谁呢？其实就是他现在的太太，当初是他的女朋友的爸爸，那么现在是变成他的岳父了。那么其实当时他的女朋友就跟他说，汤雅就跟他说，他说跟他爸爸说，你不可以把这个机会介绍给 Alan。 Yes.
So I'm not a big reader. This is the only book I have ever read from cover to cover in one sitting. The only book.
这是一本书，它唯一一本书，就他不太读很多书，但这是一本唯一的书，是从头到尾一次过看掉了96页。
And when I started this book, I just couldn't put it down, and I was introduced to the circles.
OK， 其实你看到这张图没有？就是在那个时候啊，在那个当初他在读硕士学位的时候啊，他这本书里面就是一个圆圈，就是我们现在所谓的直销一个模式。大家可以看到，刚刚那个是一个圆圈。Are we talking about what year was that? Was that
1993.
1993? Yes, that's right. I was recording. Yeah.
You know, Trish Schwenkler and myself started in network marketing the same year.
OK， 那么他跟那个 Trish， 我们那个西亚的另外一个总统三段是同一年开始的这个直销的这个经营的。
So I was introduced to network marketing not through a product and not through an exciting meeting.
那么其实它不是通过一个产品，也不是通过一个很大的一个晚会活动来认识到这个直销这个平台的。
It was through a textbook. And so I've always had a very business-like, logical approach to the business model of network marketing.
那么其实它是通过我们刚刚看的这本书《Born Business of 90》这本书，它是通过这本书来到了解到什么是真正的直销，什么是真正的一个直销的一个事业。
So in this book, I was introduced to the concepts of leveraged income, the ability to earn beyond yourself.
那么在这本书里面，他了解到他刚刚所说的 leverage income 就是一个杠杆性的收入，杠杆收入。
The concepts of residual income, where you could earn over and over and over again, do the work once, but get paid over and over and over again.
那么第二种就是它那个延续性收入，他刚刚说了，你可以一直有延续性，每一天、每一个月的、每一年的一个延续性的收入。
And then even the concept of global income, where we could actually build a business all around the world and create an income that never sleeps.
那么第三种就是一个全球性的收入。我们刚刚说，不光是杠杆性收入、延续性，还有一个全球性收入。这个全球性收入可以把他的生意带到全球的各地，在全球让他在睡觉的时候都有一个收入在那边。
And so I could build this income with no ceiling that kept going, and it never stopped while I slept. And I thought, why did they not teach me this in college?
那么其实他在这个书里面的时候，刚刚那本书他看到的是3种收入。他说这么厉害的一个营销方法，一个平台，为什么我在大学里面没有学到过这个东西？我老师没有教我们。
And I thought this is the most incredible business model I have ever seen. And I saw that it was more closely related to franchising. In fact, we often call it franchising squared or the people's franchise.
Yes. 那么他刚刚说的其实就是说，他看到这个模式的时候，他就想到第一个事情就是我们的连锁生意、连锁经营。那么他说这个连锁的这个经营，在他的这个在直销，在他的眼里就是他叫 people's franchise。我们也用过很多次，就是一个人民的一个普通人民的老百姓的一个我们的连锁经营。对。
So I realized this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to become a professional network marketer.
所以那天开始，他就决定他想成为一个专业的直销人员。
And I struggled for the first 2 to 3 years because I had to learn how to get out of my own way.
那么在头3年呢，他就是碰到了很多的一些瓶颈位跟阻碍，因为他头3年他要开始学会，他要把自己先给让出来。
So I started with my first company, and that was a nutrition company, and I ended up learning a lot about nutrition and how the body works and how the body can heal itself.
那么其实他第一家公司，它是一个营养品公司。那么他从这营养品公司之后，他就学到了很多一些知识，包括营养方面的一些知识，包括身体健康方面的一些知识。
And then I was with that company for about 6 years, and they had some problems in Europe, and I ended up coming to America.
那么其实他是从欧洲开始这个事业，但是在六年之后呢，就是这个公司开始碰到了一些问题，然后他就回到了这个美国。
And in America, I was like a kid in a candy store. Do you have that expression?
Yes, we all have that. Yes, I know what you mean.
I was like a kid, every kind of product, every kind of compensation plan. I'd only seen this one company up to this point, and now all of a sudden, it's like all of these companies.
那么他回到美国的时候呢，他就说他就像一个孩子走到了一个那个糖果店啊，哇！因为你知道美国是一个直销大国，那在欧洲他只接触到一个产品，那么他到美国的时候，他看到了太多不同的奖金制度，不同的这些产品的一些平台。
And so I was introduced to different kinds of products, different kinds of compensation plans, and over the next few years, I had some good experiences, but if I am to be honest, I had a lot of bad experiences.
那么其实在这个当中的这个过程当中，其实他有一些是很愉快的经验，但是他说也有很多一些很不愉快的一些经验，因为一些公司的经营手法。
And it was roughly the year 2000, and from 2000 to 2010, I call it the decade of the juices.
那么从这个2000年到2009年、10年，它叫一个果汁的年代啊。什么果汁的年代？等会我们听他说一下。
Noni juice, mangosteen juice, acai berry juice, the Himalayan blackcurrant juice, every juice you can imagine. And I felt there were 82 wow. juice companies in network marketing in the United States. And every month, there was a new juice company.
那么其实在这个10年当中，他发现美国就是总共有各种各样什么喜马拉雅山 juice 啊，各种不同的 juice， 居然有82家，总共有82家这个果汁公司在美国，也就是说基本上每个月都有一家这个所谓的直销的果汁公司出现。
And I felt like the industry of network marketing had become a circus. I had also seen a lot of companies that were not run with integrity. They were dishonest. They were not able to stay in business. They did not keep their promises.
那么其实在这当中他也看到了很多真相，就是说有好的公司也有不好的公司，但大部分公司就像这种果汁公司来得快走得也快，他根本不是在想要怎么去能够帮到人家，或者是真正的经营他们的一个直销的一个平台。
So I made a decision to walk out of network marketing until I could find two things. Number one, a truly unique, exceptional product. And number two, a company I could trust.
所以他就退出了这个直销界，退出了直销的平台。他做了一个决定，他说，唯一能够让他再次返回直销的这一家公司，必须有2样东西。第一样东西，他所说的就一定是要有独特性的，在市场上独一无二的。第二个就是这个公司一定是他可以相信这个公司的。
And although that is common sense, you know, a unique, exceptional product and a company you could trust, I couldn't find it. And it took me 8 years to find it.
那其实大家可以想一想，就是说，其实你会觉得是一个很容易达到的事情，大家都想到非常简单，我就想要大家都想要独特的东西，都想要一个独特的平台，都想要一个好的公司。可是听上去很简单，但是找起来确实很难。他足用了8年的时间才找到。
So the difference between me and Trish Schwenkler is we got started at the same time, but I left the industry for 8 years.
OK， 那么他跟 Trish 的分别就是他跟 Trish 是同一个时间，差不多那时候开始的直销这个平台。那么他当中离开了这个8年的时间，没有做过任何直销的平台。
So I flew to Salt Lake City, and I met Vertus Norton, and I met Dr. Gary Samuelson, and I met Justin Wilson.A lot of the people that are here today. And they opened up the world of ASEA.
那么他就做了一个决定，他飞去了这个盐湖城。那么他在盐湖城的时候，他看到了我们的老板 Vertus， 那么他也看到了我们的科学家 Gary Samuelson， 也见到了现在的这个Justin Wilson。那么他们当初就是等于是把这个ASEA这个氧化还原信号分子的这个盒子在他面前打开了。
And I had been looking for a product. I call it the solo voice rising above the crowded choir.
OK， 那么其实他在找什么东西呢？他就是在找一个他形容这句话的，这句话挺难翻译的，我来翻译，就是说他在寻找一个独特的一个声音，在这个云层上面，一个非常独特的声音，所有的东西都在他下面的。
And I realized that I was hearing about a product that was so foundational to human health that if your cells can't signal, nothing else matters.
那么他当初就理解了一样事情，就是这个氧化还原信号分子是你身体、是你的健康、是你的身体系统里面最基本的一个东西，最基本的东西。当你没有这个氧化还原信号分子的时候，你的身体是不可能保持一个工作、保持一个功能的。
And so nutrition was important, but this was at a whole deeper level.
那么他刚刚说了，其实那个营养是在是对的，是在上面，但他那个我们所谓的氧化还原信号，它是另外一个完全一个层面，来到这个下面一个电机在下面的一个基层。
So I also met Vertus, and I remember him telling me the Genesis story. I didn't watch a video. I heard the story from Vertus Norton.
那么他比我们都幸运啊，都 lucky。为什么？他听到 Vertus 自己跟他说那个我们那个 ASEA Genesis 就是我们的 ASEA 开始，因为我们这里边可能大部分的人今天在录像里面，我们都是看那个录像，那么他是真正少数几个人是听到 Vertus 自己跟他说的这个。
And I remember this giant of a businessman. I remember his lip trembling and his eye watering as he told me this story.
那么其实他看到这个一个商业巨人呢，在一个商业界，他是一个巨人，我的时候是商业的一个巨人，站在那边，他的嘴唇在发抖，他的眼里面有泪光，在跟他分享这个故事，在分享这个产品。
And I remember this little voice in my head saying, I wouldn't mind working for this man.
那么其实他就听到他自己脑海里一个很小的微弱的声音，就是哎呀，其实我不介意为这个人打工，为这位男士打工。
And yet I had spent my entire adult life not wanting to work for anybody.
那么从此之后，他也再也没有再想去为任何其他的一家公司或者任何一个平台去干任何事情。
So that was the beginning of my journey into ASEA. I realized that, number one, I had found an exceptional, unique product, a story that had never been told before, and I'd found a company that I truly believed I could trust.
所以说他刚刚就是说了，他完全找到了他现在的这个他当初想要的一个理想，就是一个独特的产品，一个独特的平台，跟一个完全可以相信的一个公司。Yes. So Alan, I just want to, this is an amazing story. We just heard, there's so much information there. I think it is, it's just overloaded with gratitude from you. And I just got a couple of more questions I want to ask you. Right? Before I ask you a question, it's very funny because you actually keep saying "kiss the frog" because we're actually using that terms a lot. We're using "kiss the frog." We had a SEA People's Franchise. We had a lot of. I think in our generation, where people join after 2015-16, we watch a lot of your videos and a lot of your presentation. We start using a lot of terms, right? And we sometimes I think like I'm right opposite of you because you had to kiss many frog to find the princess. I always say I didn't actually kiss any frog. Kind of the frog jumped on me and then just bite me, and I was kind of dragged by Richard back into that. So it was very, but I think this. Just exactly, we want to hear from you. How grateful. I want people to understand whether today you might be is your first time, maybe it's your being a couple of months with us. 我们想听他一下，就是说他是经过了那么多的一些不同的一些不好的经验，然后来到ASEA。你看他其实他现在讲话都是一个很感恩的。其实这个是一个我们就是我就想采访他。他这个到底是怎么为什么他会有一个这么大的一个感恩的之心对待ASEA？ So yeah, that was the question. Is you obviously you kiss many frogs to find the princess, but then when we see you, we want to hear from you that I
get it.
Yeah, why are you so grateful of Yeah.
So I realized in the year 2000, 2001, 2002, I realized that I loved the business model of network marketing, but I didn't like all the companies in network marketing.
那么其实他说了，为什么他会就是其实他在2001年的时候，他开始了这个，他看到了他很喜欢直销这个种平台工具，但是他对直销界这些公司的经营手法看腻了。
And I think sometimes a lot of people make a mistake of they maybe have a bad experience in a company or a bad experience with a product, and then they throw the entire industry out.
那么其实很多人就是因为他有不好的经验，对这个产品对应的东西，所以他就把整个觉得这直销这个行业都是不好的，所以就把它给推掉了。
In Ireland, we have a saying, I don't know if it will translate, but it's "Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater."
All right, I'm just gonna. Okay, can you say that again?
Do not throw the baby out with the bathwater. It's a long story, but that's a saying.
Just a saying. Yes. Okay. I won't translate. I leave the original flavor. I don't want to translate the wrong one. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So, I realized I loved the business model. It made so much sense to me, but I didn't like all the companies in the business model. And I think I had seen a lot of companies that were very badly run, a lot of associates. Here's something that's really important. The industry, we went through a phase where top leaders and top performers in the field decided they want to be CEOs, that they want to start their own network marketing company.
OK， 其实他说直销界有一个很大的一个 他所见到一个现象，就是很多公司的一些大领导人、大的这个钻石也好，领导人也好，当他有一个大的团队的时候，他开始想自己去创造一个直销公司，因为他觉得直销公司真的很赚钱，他觉得利用自己的团队来到创造他自己的直销的平台。
So imagine me and Trish Schwenkler decide to start our own network marketing company because we've been successful in the field.
就是因为他可能在建设团队上他很成功。你想想看，如果他跟 Trish 现在自己出去创造一个公司，这种就是很多直销界的一些情况就在产生着。
But there are very different skill sets needed to be successful in the field and to run a successful international company.
那么其实你在经营团队跟经营公司、经营平台是完全不是一回事情，不是一个同样的事情。
And so a lot of these companies start going out of business.
所以很多公司就开始倒闭了，开始没有生意了。
And the biggest lie told in network marketing is the promise of residual income.
那么其实在直销界里面最大的谎话，他说了什么？最大的谎话就是有人跟你保证你会有这个延续性的收入。
Because for the promise of residual income to come true, your company has to stay in business.
为什么呢？因为如果你想要有一个延续性的收入的话，那么你所在的平台跟你所在的公司必须还是在经营着。
So I actually place the company and who's running the company as number one. The product is number two, because you can have the best product in the world, but if the company goes out of business, doesn't matter how good the product is.
It's great. 所以说他就说了，其实在他的眼里，一个公司的领导人是最重要的，他甚至于比你的产品还重要。如果你的产品是在第二位，那么如果产品是最好的产品，那么如果你的领导人，你的这个公司的老板是在在第二位的话，那么如果这个老板倒掉的话，那么其实这个再好的产品也没有用。所以说这个领导人是领袖，是真正的是第一个位置在这个公司里面。
So when I saw ASEA, in the early days in ASEA, there were a lot of people that were very critical of ASEA because there wasn't a lot of network marketing experience in corporate.
对，所以说在ASEA刚刚建立的时候，很多人都会提问这个公司到底行不行呢？因为在公司的上层其实是没有多少的一些所谓的直销的专家或者是直销的那些经验的人在那边。
But I looked at it and thought, that's fantastic, that's great, because these people actually know how to run a business.
那么其实他就觉得他看到了一个机会，就是他觉得这反而是一个先决条件。为什么？因为当不是有太多人曾经进过直销界来经营这个公司的时候，就说明这个公司是有一个全新的一个景象。
And so Vertus Norton was the VP of strategy for a $30 billion portfolio in craft. That is 3 times bigger than the largest network marketing company in the world.
那么我们的这个领导人公司老板 Vertus Norton， 他是全球我们刚刚说了也是50强企业，他是300个亿的公司。这个公司是300个亿来说是比全球最大的直销公司还要大10倍。
And so Tyler Norton and Chuck Funky, our founder and CEO, they worked in insurance companies that were 100 and 150 years old.
那么我们的现在领导人Tyler Norton 跟我们 CEO Chuck， 他们都是在美国全球最大的这个保险公司，超过了150年的保险公司任高层的。
And so when so many companies in network marketing are focused on how fast they can grow, ASEA was focused on how long they can be here for.
OK， 那么他其实说了，他就是说，大部分的公司都是在想怎么可以把业绩短期做上去，而我们公司是在想我们可以做多久的这个业绩。
And so this company has always had the maturity in the corporate leadership to focus on legacy, to make sure we're here 20, 30, 40 years from now, not get caught up on beating our chest and expanding our ego on how fast we grow. Because in America, we call them bottle rockets, like fireworks, and then they're down again.
Yes, juicy daddy. Do you see last time the daddy who's big daddy whatever? OK， 那么其实他就说了，其实在美国的文化就是说，包括现在的全球的一个文化，就是说大家都是在比快、比大。但是我们的公司的领导人他是有一个 mature， 他刚刚说是一个成熟性的一个领导层。那么他们在看的是他们是要建造一个可承传的，他刚刚说的一个 legacy， 一个可传承的一个生意跟传承的一个收入。也就是说，你们这一代、你们的下一代，包括你们下一代的下一代，都可以继续享用到这个公司的这一些的奖励。
So if you were to ask me what my most important word is, I would say it is freedom. I don't have any tattoos, but if I was to get a tattoo, it would say freedom.
OK， 那么他说，如果他想问你问他一个最关键的字，最关键的字就是我们叫自由，就是 freedom。OK， 那么自由对他来说，如果他是可以那个他没有任何那个刺青，如果他有刺青的话，他就放在身上，肯定是放一个叫freedom。
And I would probably get it written in Chinese because it would look so much cooler.
那么他肯定会放一个中文的这个自由的在那边啊。Yeah, make sure you get the right Chinese. Sometimes they put on not even meaning. All right, but the last two questions very quick. Okay, this is the request of Richard Lee. So you joined this company when nobody sees. I mean, we talk about, like you said, 2009, when we 2000, when we these days when we go out and we try to talk to people like, we have YouTube, we have Zoom, we have all these technologies to help us, and people can gain a much better understanding than 2009. We talk about 2009. This is 10 years ago. I think when we talk about the leap of faith, and that was very big leap of faith you said, but obviously you said it because the corporate versus Norton. But what I want to ask you is what you're going to think in 10 years time, like from today, what we're going to be in the next 10 years, and what the people here, we want them to hear what they're going to be, what they partner with. OK， 这个问题就是说，我们刚刚知道了10年前他开始了这个ASEA这个生意。你想想看，10年前我们现在有那些有科技、有 Zoom、有微信，我们都在那边都觉得我们好像得不到帮助。在10年前，2009年，他是什么都没有的情况下，他跨出了他信心的一步，那是一个很大的信心的一步，因为当初没有 video， 没有任何东西。那么我们现在他走了10年到今天，那么他也刚刚说了今天的公司的这个范围。那么10年之后，我们的问题是10年之后他觉得这个公司会去到哪里？为什么跟大家很重要？因为你们这些人都是今天或者刚刚加入，或者你们还没有加入，或者你们已经加入了1年2年。那么我们都知道，在今后的10年，我们可以跟我们这个搭档公司能够走多远。So yes, 10 years.
Okay, I'm going to answer that in 1 second, but just to finish my last thought, because you're going to wonder why I want a tattoo that says freedom in Chinese, okay? It's because in order to have freedom, you've got to have residual income. And in order to have residual income, you have to have a company that will be here 10, 20, 30 years from now. That's what the tattoo comment was about.
Okay. 那么其实他刚刚说了，收回一下刚刚的刺身啊，他没有说完，因为他刚说那个 tattoo 其实为什么自由？因为他说唯一的自由就是你要有个延续性的一个财富的自由的收入。这个财富自由的收入什么都是假的，只有在一件事上它才体现出一个真的，就是你这个公司这个平台要10年、20年、30年、40年之后还在这边的时候，那么你才说有一个叫财富上的一个延续性的收入。Sorry, Alan, I didn't know you haven't finished, but yes, I got it.
Well, I was just telling everybody I want a tattoo. So 10 years from now, so I look back over the last 10 years and it seems like a lifetime ago because it's such a huge chapter. My kids have grown up knowing nothing but ASEA. ASEA is my American family, now my Australian family and my Asian family. And it's so difficult to remember life before ASEA.
那么其实他说 过去的这个10年啊，过去这10年对他这个感觉来说，就好像是已经是一辈子了。为什么呢？因为其实他的孩子，我们刚才也说，他其实孩子长到现在，其实都是在这个阿西亚这个环境里面长大的。那么他自己的这个在阿西亚这个家庭里面，在这个 family 里面，这个大家庭里面有美国的家庭成员，有澳洲的，也有亚洲的。所以说，阿西亚已经成为了他一个家庭，就成为了他的生活的。完全融入了他生活的这一部分，是他的一个生活的一份子了。
And so I realized that I needed some presentations. We put together some very simple presentations. I put some online videos out there, some online trainings. I did a conference call every single week for 3 years on the phone line to try and get the information out about what this product was. And we really built our business on lives changed.
那么其实他刚出在没有这个网络还没那么发达的时候，他就是用电话，他头3年就是用电话在那边推广这个分享这个阿西亚的产品。在这个3年里面，就是用电话分享的时候，他也改变了他身边很多人的这个健康。
And in fact, I'm looking here at a little clock and pen set that somebody gave me, and I don't know. This was from somebody I introduced to the product in 2009, and I don't know if you can read.
For saving my life, wow! 大家看到没有？这个东西是他在2009年刚刚加入阿西亚的时候，他分享的这个产品给一个朋友，这个朋友的健康跟他的生命改变了 ，OK， 改变了，救到了他的命。然后他送了 Alan， 刚刚他放一个放笔的，上面什么 Thank you for saving my life， 感谢你拯救了我的性命。
And so we built it on these incredible lives changed, just like we still see today. But it was slower. It was much, much slower. And the company took about 8 years to lay the foundation for success.
那么其实你可以看到，刚刚公司其实它是用了整整8年的时间来到打这个基础。在8年之内，他把这个基础打得很稳定。
And so we got to a place where we had enough science to say, this is real. The product is not under trial anymore.
那么其实我们现在已经到了一个地方，就是说这个地方就是在这个点上面，在这个点就是说我们说我们的产品已经不是在做一个，已经不是一个试验品了，我们已经不是在做临床试验，我们也不是去拿了一群人来做小白鼠了，这个产品是工作的，这个产品是可以帮到人的了，这个已经是给肯定的，所以我们现在就是在这个点上面。
And so now we're growing faster. So for 8 years it was slow but solid, and now we're growing faster. And what's exciting is we see today people like you, David, like Richard, Mao, Danny, I mean, some of the incredible ASEA superstars, and they're able to do in three years that took me maybe 7 or 8 years to do.
那么其实你可以看到这个8年的这个基础很稳定，之后就开始要上升，要起飞了公司。那么从什么地方可以看得出呢？他说，就是说，比如说看到我啊，还有 Richard， 还有 Dana， 还有 Mao 啊，还有就是说我们是用了2到3年的时间去做了他们曾经8年做的事情。也就是说，我们这一批人都是16年加入，那么在之前他们用了8年打下的功夫，我们现在用3年就可以做结束，跟他们的做到的那个氛围是一样的。那么你就会发现，其实我们接下来的速度会越来越快，是从这方面可以看到的。
So at last year's convention on stage, the top 10 income earners on stage, I think 4 of them had been in the business less than 4 years.
就是去年在那个西亚这个年会上面，你可以看到上去的这个拿奖的，就是有4个，他是有4个就是在参加西亚还不到4年，他拿到了这个大师传，就不到4年之内。
So we are focused by 2025 to hit $500 million a year. And if we do that, we will have paid out $1 billion in commissions since we started the business.
那么其实他也说了，我们公司的目标就是在2025年达到就是50个亿 的一个这个5个亿的这个收入，5亿的这个收入。那么达到如果5亿的收入的话，那我们就会变成是分出这个整个1个亿的这个一个奖金了。
And so where do we go after that? Can we go to $1 billion a year? I believe absolutely we can. And a lot of companies say they're going to be the next $1 billion company, but there's only been a very, very small handful of companies that have ever achieved $1 billion a year in network marketing. Do I think ASEA could be one of them? Absolutely.
那么其实在直销界里面很多每一家出来公司我都想成为一个10亿营业额的公司，但是能够做到的全球能够做到这个10亿公司的是少之又少，就唯一几家。那么他认为ASEA能不能做到呢？他认为ASEA绝对可以做到一个10亿的一个公司在未来的10年。
When we first started, we thought we might have 3 to 5 years with no competition, no copycats. Today, we don't think we will ever have competition or copycats.
那么他们在头5年做这个ASEA的平台的时候，他们认为这个有可能之后会有一些竞争对手，当初是没有，但是现在10年过了之后，他现在完全可以认为以后也在这完全是一个没有竞争对手的一个产品。
So look, in closing, David, I just the biggest challenge for people is to truly understand how unique and how exceptional ASEA is. As Mal Sword says, I will not see another ASEA in my lifetime. And the biggest mistake we can make is to take this company for granted. It's a rare jewel in the network marketing industry.
那么他说了，其实他就是说很多一些大专家都说过，这是在他们人生当中是最后一个机会跟一个平台，能够让他们在这个上面能够得到他们想要得到的一个独特的东西。And I'm totally actually agree with you. I actually always said to my team, you know, I'm 45 years old. I said to people, look, I've never done network marketing before, but I fell in a lot of business. I understand how hard the business opportunity will come, and you know, it comes every decade, maybe 2 decades. And I often say to people, I say, this is actually my best. This is one of my last and the best hand of cards that dealt to give to me. And if I often say to people, you have the best hand of the cards in your hand. You know, if you can't actually play the cards nicely, and that's going to be just on you. That's going to be, you know, there's nothing else you can do, because we are very fortunate enough to have that best, you know, hands in our hand now, to actually share this beautiful product. We're grateful for your time. I know it's a very early morning for you. You get up to share this message for us, and you know, thank you very much for everything that you have done for us. And I want to close this interview with you, that because you know, often when we see you is actually you give us a lot of inspiration through my generation of ASEA. When we first joined, you know, everybody was asking, you know, we asked it there, where we can get a training. He's like, just go look at Alan Nobel. It's like, we never met Alan Nobel before, but we see a lot of Alan Nobels for the, you know, this, you know, one thought is, you know, build your own dreams, or someone else will hire you to build theirs. I mean, when I saw this, I can just picture you were actually stood up in the interview, because, you know, you could actually, if you didn't actually stand up, you know, when you were 22, you could end up still working for that company, and you're building their dreams. So this is what I want to show people. But thank you very much for your time.
Well, thank you, David. And look, I really appreciate your leadership and all the tremendous leadership that you're now surrounding yourself with and building up here on the team. It's all about leadership. This entire business rises and falls on leadership. And so I'm truly grateful to you as well. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm just going to play the video for last time for everybody. Oh, hang on a minute. we're going the wrong way. I love this video. Sorry. I just think that this is a very, very powerful message. I'm actually trying to making this into... You know,
I used to sit in advisory council meetings way back in the early days from 2010. I think we started our first advisory council meeting. And I'll remember, different companies being brought up. Well, we should be more like this company, and this company's doing that, and this company's doing that. You know what? Almost all those companies are out of business. You know who we need to be like? We need to be like ASEA. We need to be like ASEA. We need to be like ASEA. That's who we need to be like. Because we're different. We are different. Man, I'm getting myself worked up here. We are the shining light. And I said this in my I Am ASEA speech in 2011. We are the shining light that is showing a company how they should behave and truly what a network marketing company should be like.
Thank you very much, Alan. Thank you for your time and thank you for all your shining wisdom for us.
Thank you, David. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
其实我们刚刚为什么我把这句话送给他呢？其实到最后的时候我们还有一点时间，我就可以结束了。那么其实在这一句话就是说你可以建造你的梦想，或者你可以去帮人家建造他们的梦想。为什么我要把这句话放在这？因为他的故事给我一个很大的印象，就是在他22岁那一年，当他去到了这个公司去面谈的时候，最后他决定不接受他们的工作，走开的时候，因为他觉得这不是他想要的这个梦想。为什么呢？如果他当天决定他不站起来，他可能就有了这份工作。当他有这份工作之后，他就是在帮人家建造人家的梦想，而不是在建造自己的这个梦想。